All right, here we go. All right, guys, we're back. Episode number 9. How we doing? How we feeling?
Let's go.
Happy Sunday. Got a little treat for you guys. Finally.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Super special guest this week, guys. We're back. Happy to be here. So stay tuned. Barton, anything you want to touch on?
No. I mean, we're not doing any drops coming up, right?
No, nothing like that.
Yeah, so let's get right into it.
All right, guys. So episode 9, very special guest this week. Drum roll, Barton.
Here we go, guys. Mr. Joe
McCullough.
McCullough. I was gonna say Joemccool, but we got Joe McCullough. Let's go.
What's going on?
How we doing?
Oh, a little this, a little that.
Hell yeah.
I hear you. Let's go. So this episode has been a long time coming. Very special guest this week, Mr. Joemccool. So yeah, Joe's got a lot of stuff going on. Joe is a personal trainer and coach, and we actually met Joe at Elite Fitness, our local gym in Herkimer. The first thing that Joe ever said to me when we met, he said, "Dude, you got proper tattoos," and I was just like, "Yo, this dude is fucking sick." Yeah, so we kind of have some questions, we want to ask you, Mr. Cool, and we are going to dive into it.
For sure.
So first question we have for you is, what made you want to get into fitness, and when did that happen for you?
I started working out like 2015, 2016. My college roommate, my best friend, he started going to the gym. And for a good while, he was like, dude, you got to come to the gym with me. You got to come to the gym with me. And I was like, yeah, I don't really care about any of that shit. Like, nah, and he would, kept trying and trying. But when we go out and stuff, people would be like, oh, dude, you're getting bigger to him. And for some reason, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to let him get bigger than me. So then I started going to the gym.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that was the start of it all.
That's sick. Damn. All right. So you've been doing this for a minute. All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like, I was like,
who's bigger now, though?
Me, for sure.
Hell yeah.
But for the first few years of it, I was just kind of like going to the gym, not really eating right, like going working out, lighting a cigarette on the way home, then like having a beer when I get home, In 2018 is when I like started like eating like a bodybuilder, and I did a show in 2018. I shouldn't have, because I was like nowhere near ready, but that's when I kind of started being a lot more regimented.
Okay, so like 2018.
Yeah, it's fucking around for a little bit the first few years, and I'm finding out now. So,
hey man, fuck it. You're definitely. I don't know, man. I mean, I was telling him the other day, is like, this dude's like wearing shoulder pads like 24/7. He's got a hard time fitting through door frames and shit. Like I said, it was just a lot of YouTube videos watch, a lot of mistakes. Like, we've shot multiple episodes before we even released one.
Oh yeah, I feel that. I talk about starting a YouTube channel all the time, but it's just like I don't even know where to start, or as far as like getting equipment or something.
Well, dude, like, it's just like, it's so crazy what they have now. Like, have you seen like the videos in like the gym and shit where like they have like the little like microphones like clipped on their shirt and so, or like on their hat? You know what I mean? Like, dude, you could do it like 100%.
I mean, it's just like I want to like. I'm cheap, but then I know you get what you pay for. So you're like, I don't want to spend a ton of money, but I don't want to buy something and it shit the bed in like 3 weeks.
100%.
But...
Yeah, dude. I mean, they make like decent ones. You can buy like these little like they're not Rode, but it's like some mini clips, and like you put it on, and you can get like 2 of them that connect to your phone for like $25 on Amazon.
That's not bad. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, and they're not bad.
Yeah, because my iPhone, you get some good video.
Oh, absolutely. The iPhones are crazy,
especially at Elite too. You guys got a cool community culture there. I feel like you can always be recording and messing around with people.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't come up to people and mess with them while they're working out, but
Yeah, not while they're working out.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, but it's
Your
a
own
pretty
little
cool
circle.
vibe there for sure. For sure. I try not to record like too much, but sometimes I get in there and I just want to like work out.
No,
All right.
100%.
Yeah. Like I'll go in thinking, okay, I'm gonna record some stuff today, and then like I just want to work out.
Dude, I feel that 100%.
But,
For sure.
So like if like with the YouTube, like would you want it to be like related or surrounded with fitness, or like did you have like another plan or anything else you wanted to try?
I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to do fitness stuff, but I don't know. I know I'd probably throw some other shit in there, just going and doing stuff, cool stuff. Like we went to Disney last week, and that would have been a cool YouTube video for sure. Like, yeah, that would have been cool. I like watching stuff like that.
100%. And I feel like too, like, like when you're in your position, like on social media, like, posting lifting videos and like, educational things, like motivational shit, like people like to kind of see like what else you got going on. You know what I mean? And I feel like it can kind of like make them like feel like, I don't know, more connected in a way, because like that's kind of like why we started the podcast too, is so that like, like the people who supported us and were like interested in what we had going on were like kind of just like, all right, like let's see what's going on past like the brand and shit like that. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Because we were
yeah,
like, we never really showed our faces or anything like that before. And then we're like, okay, like I'm sure people want to know like a little bit more about us,
yeah, for sure. I
you
mean,
know?
like my my favorite like bodybuilders and stuff that I like watching or are the ones that I can like relate to. Like they might be in similar stuff or whatever. And it's like, oh, it's cool. I'm into that. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who would
See
you say
that
your
like,
top three are?
huh?
Who would you say like your top three bodybuild like role models?
Probably James Hollingshead. He's got a crazy physique, and I just like his kind of approach to everything. And he's into video games and stuff. And
Hell yeah.
um, and then Floyd Aviat I like a lot because he's just 100% real, genuine, and I kind of gravitate towards people like that.
Who was it?
Fuad Abiad,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. Third one, probably Justin Shire, another great physique and just genuine guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just people being themselves, bodybuilding.
Yeah, and they'll push content out.
Yeah, a good bit. They'll do like day in the life videos or like working out videos or James Hollingshead. He'll do like workout videos, but he streams on Twitch, and then he will do like cosplay and go to Comic Cons and like record that, which is cool because like the last one he did, he dressed up as Kratos, and he's a pretty open bodybuilder. Like he's
Oh,
Shredded.
shit.
like he's like one of the 15 best in the world. So this dude's like massive, walking around with like the full body paint and everything.
That's
That's
right.
badass.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's as close as you can get in real life.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know, cosplaying is cool. I mean, I've like put on a costume on Halloween, but I've never like cosplayed, and I've always wanted to. Like, they're pretty dope, you know. To like, I guess that's a hobby I could get into. It's like just making cosplay stuff.
They do
Hell
that.
yeah.
They do like a big convention of that in New York City, right?
Yeah, like the New York City Comic Con.
So,
Never been. I'd love to go to that.
So
yeah, that's
what
just cool shit.
Yeah.
who would you be, or like who, like what would you cosplay if you were to go?
Probably, I don't know, something Star Wars for sure. Either like the Mandalorian or like some Sith, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see
Yeah.
it for sure.
But
All right, shit. Well, it's never too late.
no, it's never too late. That's true.
Going back to like the bodybuilders and shit. Did you like watch or like take a lot of inspiration on like their process when you're like getting
Oh
ready
yeah.
for like, shows or anything?
Yeah. because a lot of bodybuilders, they post like when they get in prep, some of them will post like kind of week to week stuff or whatever. And I think I've watched a lot of videos of just like with getting close to show and peaking and coming in, because you have to like manipulate a lot of different elements to look a certain way for like just a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And there's a million ways to do that, but it is cool to see like everyone's different approach. It's all pretty much the same. It's, but there's like slight variances and stuff, and some things work for some people that don't work for others.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, a lot of valuable information from them.
Would you say it's more like the mindset or like meal prepping or
Both. I
both?
mean, you can't. Yeah, I mean, you can't outwork a bad diet. It's just like to look that way, you have to nail that diet every single day to the gram. And I think that's where mindset kicks in, because you're eating, you know, really clean food, same thing every day. Sometimes it can be like a lot of food to where you're just like force feeding, and then sometimes it can be a little bit of food to where you're like on poverty calories and just starving. And yeah, I think that's the mindset comes in there. Like you have to be okay with suffering for sure.
When would you say so would you say that was like the hardest part for you, like getting that dialed in? Because lifting weights is fun and shit for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean lifting weights is fun. I mean when you're in prep, you you hit a point like when you get close to the show where like you're just so tired and depleted that like you just feel like you like can't get a pump, like the weights feel super heavy, you're exhausted, your legs are heavy. Um and that can be challenging, but yeah, the mindset for sure. I think like I've never really struggled with the diet aspect. Like I can definitely follow a diet and just suffer through it. But one thing I've definitely been trying to work on through the years when I prep is like I'm suffering, and yeah, like I'm hungry, I'm tired, but that doesn't mean everyone around me needs to deal with that. So I've really been trying to just kind of be a little bit more like I'm acknowledging I'm suffering, but I don't need to tell everyone about it. And I can still be like present and around. It's hard. That's the hardest part for sure, because like you do have jobs and like relationships. Like I train people in person, so I'm going into work and you know just so tired and no energy, and I have to like, hey, I'm excited to be here and train you today.
Yeah.
you know,
That is tough.
yeah. But
So
that's only when you get like close. When you're like 10, 12 weeks out, maybe 8, whatever. But off season is not like that at all.
cool.
So what period does that like true struggle start to set in for you? Like when you really have to like, you know, like just suffer through it, like really start suffering.
I think it's been different every time. Like the first prep I did, I was with a coach who kind of had interesting approaches, really low calories, like too low and like way too much cardio. And that was like immediate suffering. It was like just a diet I'd never experienced. And my first 2 preps were like that pretty much. Um, which sucked, but I was grateful for it, because I was like, if I could get through like 16 weeks of eating 1,500 calories a day and doing like 45 minutes of hit on the stairs a day, I can do anything, you know. Um, but this last prep, I'd say the suck really started kicking in. I feel like when I was like maybe like 8 weeks out, 9 weeks out. I mean, the suck was there, but that's when it was like just going like hypo and just like sweating all the time,
Damn.
um and then I stayed in prep for another like 16 weeks, but that was kind of like just cruising a little bit. Like it was, well, I might have been just really depleted and got used to it, but I don't remember it being that bad. I'm sure people around me would say otherwise, but
Damn. Okay.
So what shows have you competed in?
I did 2 shows down in Mississippi, and then those were NPC shows, which is the National Physique Committee. And then I did 3 shows here in New York, 2
Oh yeah,
OCB, and then 1 NPC. And the OCB is the official or Organization of Competitive Bodies or something like that.
sweet. What was
Yeah.
your first one?
The first one was in Mississippi. It was like the Mississippi Championships. It was a like somewhat stacked show. Like, and I just like died it down and showed up and was like, just looked like a skinny dude with abs, you know, and got like dead last place.
At least you showed up. That's
Yeah,
how.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And that whole prep, I was like, that was my first one. I was like, I'm never doing this again. This is terrible. And then I did the show and immediately walked off stage. I was like, that was amazing. I'm gonna do it again.
Hell yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even from that, the first show, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can like learn so much from like each prep, each show you do, like,
Yeah.
and just apply it to the next move for sure.
Yeah. I mean, every prep's been different. Last year I prepped myself, which was interesting, into 2 of my shows last year. And I learned a lot about like myself and how my body works, and kind of reassured myself, but that was kind of a mind fuck for sure.
That's sick though.
Yeah. Thank you.
To hold yourself like to the discipline as well as like the minor details of like that shit's tough. Like it definitely helps to have a coach. I mean, you're a personal trainer as well.
Yeah.
So you do that for other people. So
Yeah, it's nice to have like a subjective eye, because like you get emotional when you're looking at yourself, like there's
Yeah.
been times for sure where like while I was in that prep where, because I would do check-ins just like if I had a coach, like take the videos and everything, like fill out my form, write everything down, because also like I'm so tired I'm gonna forget stuff, so I was just trying to like write everything down as much as I could. And you kind of look at yourself some days and you're like, oh, this looks like shit, and you panic and you're like, should I take calories out? Should I add some more in? Should I add cardio? Should I do this?
Right.
And like they always say, trust the process, which you have to, but it's even harder to do, like when you're making the calls. But I've definitely sent photos to friends and been like, hey, like I'm in my head about this. Here's like 3 weeks ago. This is now. Like, this is what I see. Tell me if I'm like losing my mind or what,
that's crazy. Like bodybuilding is like creating a sculpture. So like if you're looking at it all the time, like yourself, I feel like it is kind of hard to like point out the
Oh, yeah.
minor differences, you know what I mean? And those little details are the things that matter when it comes to like a
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. I mean, like having good shape, enough muscularity, and like, yeah, little details, like, and even like in your protocol, those little details of how much water you're getting in, like input versus output. But yeah. And like, most bodybuilders have body dysmorphia, so you're looking at yourself at your check-ins. Like I've honestly, I'd say like for a long time of me like working out, I looked at myself and didn't think I looked like I lifted weights. Or like sometimes I'll see people in public like, that guy's bigger than me, and my wife's like, no. But I mean, I'm not huge. I know I'm not the biggest person, but I think we all kind of look at ourselves a little bit differently than what we look like to the rest of the world.
For
No,
sure.
that's a
You
fact.
know,
Yeah.
So
I don't
it's
know, man. You're like every doorway's worst nightmare.
no, dude.
I'm telling you, dude. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand.
In trailers, on cruise ships.
So, all right. So, kind of just like diving into the aspect of like the personal training and the coaching, what made you want to take on that role?
So I moved to New York in 2020, and before that, I was making beer. So I've been brewing beer for about 4 or 5 years. COVID happened. We moved up here to be closer to family, and I was looking for jobs, which is hard to find jobs in this little town because I was like, I've worked in restaurants for 10 years. I don't want to do that anymore. And I don't really want to go work at like Walmart or something. Um, but I was in the gym and I was working out with my mom, and Shirley, the manager of the gym, came up and asked if I was a personal trainer. And I said no. And I said, "Why are you looking for personal trainers?" And she said, "Yes, we are." And I was like, "I can get certified." And she said, "If you get certified, I'll hire you." So I said, "All right, give me a month." And then I got certified.
Shout
So
out
like,
to Shirley.
yeah, you like,
That's
and I
awesome.
went through NASM, and you take an exam, and you have to get, it's 100 questions. You have to get 75 of them right, or it might be 50 questions, but you have to get 75% of them right. And there's like classes you can take and stuff, but the classes are like mad expensive. So I just downloaded the textbook, like the PDF, and then just studied it like a motherfucker. And was doing like flashcards and like going online and doing like tests and everything, like little like multiple choice question tests. And then I took the exam, and while I was taking it, I remember thinking, because the questions are hard, man. Like, it's not like I'm just going to remember all this information and ace the test. Like, you have to understand the information. And there's like trick questions and stuff. And I remember I was like, fuck, like I got that wrong. I don't know the answer to that. I failed, but I can take it again in 2 weeks. And then I hit submit and I passed. And I was like, oh, thank God.
Hell yeah. That
Damn, dude.
relief.
Yeah. And then I hit the ground running.
Hell yeah, dude.
Shit. So
I
you
feel
did
like-
all that in a month.
Yeah. But I wasn't working. So like I would literally like wake up and I'd like study for 3 or 4 hours in the morning and just like get 2 or 3 meals in, and I'd go to the gym and work out, come home, and I'd study more until like my wife got home, and then I would just chill, or maybe I'd study a little bit more.
Damn, dude.
That
That's
grind.
Yeah, that's a grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it usually takes like 4 months.
I think the classes, yeah, but I don't want to wait that long. And I feel like I do better when I can move at just like my own pace and just on some things, but like tests and stuff like that, it's like just give me the book and I'll read it and I'll take the test.
Bro, it's just like our Sam, lead the way, set your own parameters, set your own
Yeah.
fucking
So
timeline. That's sick though, bro.
When you're working so closely with people, and it can kind of be it's kind of like a vulnerable place for somebody to approach a trainer, a coach, and kind of just be like, like, I'm ready to make that change, I'm ready to you know change my life and things like that. So like, what do you think some like common misconceptions are about like self growth and self help, like working so closely with people that you've seen?
I think the biggest misconception is people thinking they're gonna get there like way faster than what's realistic. And then people not understanding that like once you get there, you don't stop. Like you have to. It's a like a long. It's just a long term thing. It's because I feel like some people are like, I want to get to this weight, or of my body, or lifting or something, and then you can tell like in their mind they're like, but once I get there, like that's it, I did it. It's like, nah, because if you stop, you'll just lose it all again.
Right.
Gotta create that addiction for them.
Yeah, or just like it's not like it's always changing. Like everything's temporary, and like when you're temporarily eating really good and clean, you feel better temporarily, and like vice versa when you're eating bad. It's like you have to maintain something to maintain something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
you know.
Yeah, no, it comes down to that.
And I do have a lot of people. Some people come in and they might say like, I need to lose 30 pounds in a month. I'm like, hey, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, like, or like, I can make you lose 30 pounds in a month. You're gonna feel awful, but like, and you're gonna gain it all back and more. But
Right.
like, you're not gonna gain or lose 30 pounds in a month. You
Yeah.
know,
Man.
I just think that comes from all the fad diets.
Yeah, dude, for sure. So, as far as like the nutrition aspect and everything goes, like, what do you recommend for somebody who's trying to make like a drastic change? Would you like have them, cut old habits cold turkey, instantly go into it, or kind of just like slowly change like the diet? Like what are your thoughts on that? How does it work? Like educate the people.
I think, like, I would probably just tell people start with the outside walls of the grocery store. Like, that's where all like the meat is, the vegetables, like stay away, like everything in the aisles. That's all packaged. Like, you want to eat whole raw foods, and like obviously like rice, that's going to be on the shelves, and like some sauces and stuff. But if you're primarily eating like chips and whatever, or like protein bars and stuff, you're not going to get. You're eating. It's just you're not going to get like where you want to get. You might lose a little bit of weight, but as far as and then that as far as like cold turkey, that's hard for me because I just kind of I can just stop something, or I can just and I think it's hard for me to relate to people because like I said, the diet for me is not the hard part. Like, I don't struggle to eat the same thing every day, and like, I might crave something, but whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I get the munchies and might have like a bite of something in the off season, but it's hard for me to be in that mindset of having to like take time to transition to it. So that being said, I tell people stick to the outside walls of the grocery store. And like when you're wanting something sweet, go for like fruit or something. Um and don't worry so much about what food is best for fat loss or what food is best. Just worry about the quality of the food that you're eating.
Yeah, that's super important, and I've truly never thought about it like with the outside walls of the grocery store, and
Mm-hmm.
like it just yeah, dude, meat, the
Yeah,
vegetables, all that. Yeah, for
it's
sure,
all on it's all on the outside walls, the meat, all that.
dude.
Cheese.
Man, wow.
The
They,
potatoes.
What'd you say?
So the potatoes.
Yeah, dude, the potatoes. You need potatoes. I
damn,
mean,
dude. So, all right, so that's like some stuff that I was like wondering about nutrition. I feel like the people can definitely benefit from that
yeah.
information. So, obviously the consistency, the nutrition aspect, and then like, how about the sleep aspect of
Oh,
like,
sleep's so important.
you know, because I feel like a
Crucial.
lot of people like overlook the
Yes,
sleep.
dude. Dude, I have a lot of people who take pride in like, I only slept 3 hours last night. And it's like, that is
Dude.
not something to brag about, dude. Like, you need your sleep. Um, yeah, it's important. Like, as far as in my life, I feel like, so when we first moved here, I didn't work for 2 months. And I thought I'd hate it. I fucking loved it. It was great. It was fantastic. I would wake up, I'd eat my food, I'd go to the gym, I'd come home, I'd take a nap, and then I wake up and just live life. Taking that little nap, I feel like really helped. Like, I started noticing changes in my physique. And then when I started kind of really like focusing on sleep, like I've always tried to get like 7.5, 8 hours of sleep. When I like was getting into everything, when I was younger, dude, I was getting like 2, 3 hours of sleep and just pissing in the wind. But yeah, it's important because like we've heard, I'm sure, like you don't grow in the gym, you grow outside the gym. That's true. Like you can go in the gym and work out. You can do the hardest workout. You could, lift 1,000 pounds, but if you're not eating right and you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going to grow.
Yeah, dude. That's funny as hell that you said that. People bragging about not sleeping or
Not
working too
eating.
much, not
Yeah.
eating. It's like, dude, like, isn't the end goal to like, take care of yourself, have
Yeah.
time to yourself, free time, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
people are
I
like,
mean,
oh, no, I work like 70, 80 hours a week, bro. I'm like, fuck that. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. No, like I would. I don't know. I ain't doing that. Like you can do that. I'm not working 80 hours. Like dude. I like my wife. Like I want to hang out with my wife. Like I'm not trying to be at work all the time.
Yeah,
And
I love that.
yeah, but also like, yeah, like you can't be in work all the time.
Fuck
But
no.
yeah, guys will brag and I
Well,
only
that's
ate once and slept 4 hours. I'm like, cool. Take care of yourself. Like,
That
there
sounds
should be like a
awful.
there should be like a meme about that, like how like people who like brag about not sleeping or eating like want us to react.
yeah,
It's just like,
yeah,
dude, oh my dude, you are
yeah,
such a badass. Like, how can I be
yeah.
like you? What do I need to do?
It's like I
Honestly.
took a shit and I didn't wipe my ass. Like, okay, dude. Like, why? Like, yeah,
That's facts.
Yeah, dude. Nah, I think people definitely overlook the sleep aspect of things. Like,
yeah,
and like I'm guilty of like doing that. Like recently in the past few months, like I've like really like truly like focused on getting that sleep and like, my nutrition and stuff to just try to level up because like when I was younger, I could get by
hmm,
like kind of having somewhat of a shitty diet and like, partying, not sleeping like all that much. I'd still go to the gym like and be consistent, but
yeah,
whatever, but now these days it's like my body has changed so much where it's just like I need to just go all in or just like not do it at all.
yeah, for sure. I agree.
That too. You can like it's a noticeable difference if you're not taking care of yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I get having to grind and work hard, but I'd rather have like 40 or 50 quality hours of work where I was like, efficient, whatever, than 80 of just being a zombie. And
Yeah. It's about
Yeah.
efficiency.
yeah,
Well, I feel like with this type of shit too, it's like it's the longevity aspect of it. Like you really can't, you know, but it's also too like, like for instance, like when you're prepping for a competition, like, you know what I mean? Like you're literally fucking like going balls to the wall. You know what I mean? Like you're pushing the
yeah,
limits.
oh,
You
for
know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah, like prepping ain't healthy. Like it's not like getting that lean and like having that output on that low calories. Like it's not like you're gonna die, but it's not a state you can live in all the time. You know, um, I think a lot of people too they get lean and they want to stay lean, and it's like, bro, we can't be walking around like single digit body fat all the time. Like it sucks. It hurts. Like it hurts to sit down. Like.
Right.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, and
But that's what a lot of people see, on social media and movies and shit.
yeah,
So
for sure.
that's what everyone's fucking chasing. Like that's
Yeah,
where that's
that's
where
all
the
you see.
instant results come. And it's like, bro, people aren't even living like that on the normal.
Yeah. I mean, most of the people in the fitness industry, I'd say, like you're getting ready for showtime, you're getting leaner, you're gonna have a lot of photos taken then, you know, and they might just some people they'll just post photos from that period of time throughout the year and give like that illusion that they're that lean all the time, but like
Which is kind of fucked up.
a little bit. And I think, I do have clients who come to me and it's like there's a lot of myths that people ask me, are they real? Like, I don't know, the first one that comes to my mind is like white rice makes you fat. Does it? I got all I ate was white rice in my prep, like,
Yeah.
or uh what's another one? Like having to lift a certain way to look a certain way. Like,
I
I
feel
don't
like a
know.
lot of those like misconstrusions come from like headline reading.
Yeah, or like
People
sales tactics.
Yeah,
You know what
both.
I'm
You
saying?
know what I mean? Like, they don't read into the details. They'll, like, see a little
No.
headline or hear
No.
one sentence out of a full fucking conversation and be like,
Yeah.
"Rice is bad."
They'll cherry pick stuff, or yeah, I mean, like you could have a fitness influencer who's trying to seem like they came up with something new, and they're gonna put a spin on it or whatever. Or like, you know, in like the 90s, early 2000s, like the Ab Blaster 3000, like
Oh yeah,
fat,
shit like
you know,
that.
will burn fat in your abs. There ain't nothing you can do that will spot burn fat. It's like that's the number one. Actually, that's the number one question that people ask me, like clients, is like, what can I do to burn fat here, or what can I do to burn fat there? It's like that's not how it works. You just have to get lean, and what you lose, like different people hold in different areas. So the last place that I lose is like the bottom part of my stomach and like my lower back, like on the sides. And other people are completely different. But like it's just what your body does is what it does. Like
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I feel like especially with like you know, I don't know, some of like the influencers and shit on social media, like, dude, like, you know, like people have been caught like photoshopping shit.
that shit drives me nuts.
Like, bro, I just think it's so fucked up, dude. And like,
Yeah.
you know, like because again, it gives people this illusion and like
Yeah, it's
whatever
lying.
else. It's fucked
It's
up.
yeah, it's lying. I mean, I think it's fucked up, obviously, because you're changing the way you look. You're creating like unrealistic proportions, maybe, or I mean, maybe I'm just like too soft, but I think it's wrong to like Photoshop yourself to make yourself look better because that's going to get you more clients too. Like if you're a coach or a personal trainer,
Well, it's fake.
it's fake. Yeah.
That's like
And
showing someone how much money you make and just adding a couple fucking
exactly.
same thing.
And I don't know, I guess like to get all wax poetic, like fitness and all that, it's something you earn, you know? So like when you're out in public and you see a dude with like, or anyone, a person with a physique, you're like, oh fuck yeah, like that person works hard. Like
Dedicated,
you don't have to ask,
consistent.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
But
100%.
when you're photoshopping, it's like you're just discrediting that, you know? Like anything that takes time to achieve, like now you have like this new generation of people who it's like they're just slipping in without doing the work and just putting up a facade and people are falling for it, you know? Like people will do one show. Oh, I did a show. Now I can prep people into shows. Like you followed one person's diet that someone gave you, which they probably took from another coach, who probably took from another coach. And like you don't understand why you're eating what you're eating, you know? And that's a big thing too, because when you're prepping someone into a show, like that's going to cause metabolic damage. If you don't know how to reverse diet someone or don't reverse diet them and they get off the show, they've been dieting their ass off for 16 weeks, craving shit they don't even like. And then now they're done, right? You're done. I don't have to eat anything. The show's done. I don't have to eat clean. What do? You start binging and binging. And we don't have guidance. You go too far and then you gain all this weight and it fucks with your head. You spent a quarter of a year working to look a certain way and then looking pretty good, you know, for half of that. And then like you can eat that away in like days, dude. Like I've literally been with coaches that didn't reverse me and I ate whatever and I've gained 30 pounds in a week. Like
Damn.
I lost like 30 pounds in the prep and I put it all back and it stayed.
Damn.
Like, and my
Oh,
digestion was
wow.
fucked up for like a year after that. Like,
Yeah, that shit definitely fucks with your hormones too, you know?
yeah, yeah. And it's just, you have people though who don't really know what they're doing and they're just prepping people and not reversing them and fucking people up or just not doing stuff and understanding why because everyone's different. Like, if I took the diet that I prepped on my last season and gave it to you, that doesn't mean you're going to get lean, you know, or whatever. It's not even going to work for me this year. Like, yesterday's prices aren't today's prices. Like, that's info for me to look on and kind of have a guide, but that diet ain't going to work for me this year.
Yeah. I think
Damn.
it's definitely important to weed through like the watered down bullshit in any industry, but especially when it comes to
Fitness and shit.
fitness and your health, you know, like
Yeah, that's
that's not
nuts.
something to play with. And
Yeah.
it's cool that people are, you know, wanting to relay this, you know, information that could potentially help people and shit like that, but there becomes a line where it's like, you know, I can't be giving financial advice. I can't be giving fucking medical advice. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't know what you're fucking talking about, then just leave it up to someone who does, and maybe just point them in the right direction instead of
Yeah.
fucking.
I mean, yeah, I have clients who ask me medical questions, and I'm like, I'm not a doctor. You should go to the doctor. Like, you know,
Don't
like,
sue me.
well, I had like, I've had people come to me like, my side hurts. Why? I'm like, I don't know. Like, you should go to the doctor. I'm sorry to hear that. You know,
You're a miracle worker too, mind reader.
But no, I mean, yeah, it's been wild seeing like the change in everything the past couple of years of just like a lot of people underqualified, overqualifying themselves. And you don't know what's real anymore. Like you really don't know.
That's fucking craziest thing.
You
Dude,
know.
it's with everything though too. I mean, like with this AI shit and everything now too, it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, it's fucking kind of crazy. Like I'm low key scared. Like
yeah,
really.
There's certain things though, man. Like I actually had a buddy who sent me a diet, and he's like, "Tell me what you think about this diet." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, who gave this to you? Because it kind of seems like it came from someone who doesn't know what they're talking about." And he's like, "It was an AI diet, not like AI put together." And I've seen memes too where it's like coaches and personal trainers are gonna hate this app, and they'll be like Chat GPT, and people are like, write me a diet to lose weight, and it'll do it. But it was like 6 to 8 ounces of this, like 100 to 200 grams of that, and it was, I don't know, it just kind of, it didn't like for bodybuilding, like it wasn't like no.
It's just kind of crazy because I feel like, I mean, I don't know, like with all this technology and the AI, like we're still on like, is it the forefront? You know, like kind of like the forefront. And it kind of scares me because it's like, obviously, like with that, you know, there's discrepancies and there's like shit, but it's just like over time is like, you know, people get better at making the shit or them. It's just like, at what point is it going to be where like there is a possibility where like, you know, people will like start losing jobs and shit.
Oh yeah, it's already.
Oh yeah, it'll happen for sure. But there's, I mean, like I feel like AI can do a lot of stuff, but there's still like little things that fucks up. Like I've noticed a lot of like memes, I think, are getting like meme pages are using AI or like for ads, because it'll be like, my wife's husband bought me like this gift for Christmas and I love it. And you're like, wait, my wife's husband? Like what? Like just little things like that where I'm like, there's no way a person, either people are getting really fucking dumb or this is AI, you know? Which, who knows?
I mean, it's fucking it's in the same fucking uptrend, bro. As AI gets smarter, people getting dumber.
Yeah.
So
well, it's just like with like the autocorrect on the phone and shit.
Bro,
you
it's like you don't remember how to spell anymore.
Bro.
It's like, what the fuck? You know, like
all I gotta say is, who the fuck is trying to say duck?
Yeah.
Who's trying to say duck, bro?
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
No, I've trained my phone. My phone doesn't even like fucking try to stop it anymore. It just
mine will try like every now and again. Like I feel like once a blue moon, it'll try to like, you know, try again. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I ain't saying duck.
Nah, and then like you accidentally type like get the duck out of here. You're like, fuck this.
Yeah, like, oh, that's embarrassing. I'm so sorry. I meant to say fuck. Get the fuck out of here.
So fucking true.
And you just switch to voice message and just go ham.
That's fucking wild, dude. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, so to wrap up the fitness stuff, one last question. If you had to give advice to, you know, a young 17, 18, 20-year-old that's looking to take the leap into bodybuilding, more so for either athletics or, you know, competition, what would your advice be?
Go slow. Like nail your diet down. Nail your training. Like learn how to train properly, like hard, you know, and take sets to failure. And do that for years and see where you're at, you know, and don't even think about drugs until like you've been doing that for like 5-6 years of just nailing your diet and training hard, like so hard. Like I feel like a lot of people don't understand like the level of intensity I think workouts should have. A lot of people focus on volume. This isn't growing, more volume. But it's like, well, if you never take a set to failure and you'll break a sweat, that's why it's not growing. But that.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like that comes with time and
Yeah,
definitely, knowledge, just knowing the game.
that and just being like, you really don't even like if you literally like, you know what, I'm gonna like get this bodybuilding diet like from a coach, work with that coach, and like he'll lay out a plan and it'll be like all laid out, everything's to the gram, like everything, what vitamins you're taking, the amount of water, everything. Follow that. And then just don't even think about it. Follow that. And then when you go in the gym every day, when you do like your top working set, you just go like whatever you got to do. If you have to think like, if I miss this, like if I don't get this many reps, like my someone's gonna shoot my dog or like whatever. Like go in a dark place, go in whatever you have to do, and just
Dude,
focus on training hard like that, and do that for like 2-3 years. And I guarantee you, people will like be like, "What the fuck did you do?"
Hell yeah. That's sick.
that's
I feel like
solid.
that when you're really like looking to when you're in there like working out for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel like when you are working out though, you almost do want to go slower and go to failure.
Yeah,
Like you're like, I don't know, like
I,
it
I
just
love training to
clicks.
failure. Yeah, I love training to failure, and I like training. Like I'm going heavy, but as heavy as I can while still using the muscle. Like I don't think we should just like when I say intense, I'm not saying just like chase weight, like just go heavier and heavier in weight. Like eventually that's going to have to happen, but like we're not powerlifting. Like it's not lift the most amount of weight possible. It's make like every rep as hard as fucking possible.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, going slower, stuff like that. Like really think about like flexing when you do it. Like it sucks, but you get a good pump.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
Oh yeah. You want to dive into the Sam now, Matt?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, if you want to take the Sam, I can
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
dive into it.
Yeah. I mean, touched on it a little bit earlier with you fucking hammering out your NASM exam, but the Sam this week, I believe what was 96, Matt, 97, 96, something like that. Was lead the way,
Mm,
which great quote,
yeah.
and what we kind of dove into it on are like standards, expectations, limits, all that stuff is kind of set, it's laid out. Expectations are there for the average. But set your own standards, push the
Yeah.
limits, whether that's time frame or whatever, capability, recover time, anything like that. Like lead the way.
And I feel like you kind of have to, especially when, you're in the position like you, Joe, and everything like that. Like, what you do isn't for everybody, and I think it's super important too. Like, it isn't that hard, especially like if you're not around the right people or, misguided or just not educated, you don't know what you don't know on like, what it takes to really go against the grain and set those things for yourself. Like, like, or if you're around like a group of friends, maybe that like are doing certain things, but you're like, I want better or I want whatever, like you really have to like set that for yourself, and like, like when you grow up and stuff, like, I don't know, maybe you do, but like sometimes people aren't always around the same people, as they were like teenagers or like younger than
Oh, for
that,
sure. Yeah. I mean,
you
it's
know,
life.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you get into things, grow. People grow apart from each other, but it is what it is.
Like you said, everything's temporary.
Yeah, everything's temporary, and you know, I have like my people, and for me, like that's all I need.
Yeah.
100%.
That's
Yeah.
super important and a lot of times rare, to be honest.
Yeah, for
A good
sure.
group of people for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like I do think like I don't know, like we've all started working out at y'all ever like worked out at Planet Fitness?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I
No,
haven't.
you know?
No.
One it's wild. It's a wild experience. But like my first gym membership was at Planet Fitness, and you think you're training hard, right? Because you're around other people in this gym and you're seeing people train. And then I remember when I went to like a different gym and you see people that are bigger or whatever, moving more weight, training harder, and you're like, oh shit, there's another level to this.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
for
And then
sure.
you get to, or like, when you train with someone for the first time and you thought you trained hard and you train with them and you're like, oh, I was not training hard. And I
Yeah.
think like, yeah, having people around you like who's around you is a very valuable thing to take note of.
No, and it's a fact. Like, for me personally, like my fitness journey, like, I'd work out in like the high school like weight room, but like I had no idea what I was doing. Like I'd go in 3 times a week and just fucking hit preacher curls. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude.
Like, I was like, I don't even know, maybe like 11, 12, 13. And then like,
Those
I
are,
met,
Prime preacher curly years though,
yeah,
bro.
dude.
yeah, it's just like, yeah, whatever, and then like I met dudes like Antonio and like, my buddy
Yeah.
Angelo and, a couple other dudes who were working out with this guy who owned his own gym in Herkimer back in the day. And like, you know, um, he was truly like all into it. Like we'd all go to his garage and, you better not be late. You better not be missing shit. Cause, he took the time to make you programs, all this type of stuff. And like, he was out there, like when we'd lift, like he'd be out there and it'd be like a session. You know what I mean? Like he'd be like, there'd be like 8 dudes training and he's going crazy. You know what I mean? Like he would, I'm like, dude, this dude must get tired after this. Cause he's truly exerting like his all into this with us. So like being around that group of people for me was really important. And like, having Cal, that was his name, take me and like the rest of the guys under his wing and just like, teach us like the science behind it and what's
Yeah.
right and what's wrong, like how to like lift safely and
Mhm.
stuff like that. It was really fucking cool and I'm forever grateful for it,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that
So
shit worked, bro, because y'all boys were fucking yoked at like 15, 16.
it was pretty
Like
wild.
every other school was like, who the fuck are these kids? Like, what are these kids
Yeah.
on right now?
Yeah.
Seriously, it was crazy.
Dude, it was wild. We do field days too where we're pulling sled. We're like, if we had these like, I think they're like iron, like fucking like bars like this thick, and they had like handles on them and stuff, and there was slots on the side for plates, and we do farmers carry just like around the blocks, like carrying heavy bags up hills and shit. Like, you know, kids would be fucking puking and like, just like it was wild. But like it like allowed us to like go to that place mentally at like a young age to like really kind of understand like what it takes to fucking excel, you
Yeah.
know?
Like hitting, like kind of every time you like are doing something and you hit a level of intensity and you're like, I'm gonna die, or like that first workout where like you throw up
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, like what the hell? But then you do that same workout again and it's not as bad.
Yeah,
But
100%.
like, because you hit that level and it's like everyone's pain tolerance is different. Everyone's like tolerance to, like stress is different based on what is relevant to them. And when you like work out with someone or have someone train you, it takes you, you're like, oh my god, I didn't even know like I could survive that. What's
Yeah.
next?
No,
Like,
for real. It's wild. Like, and it's one thing to be able to like train like that with other people, but to still be able to like, really like give your all and like push yourself like when you're on your own,
yeah,
I think, kind of says a lot too.
Well, that's
no,
a
Um,
it's
different level of fucking discipline.
yeah, it's
you know,
yeah, like because it's easy like when you're training with someone, they're like two more, they push you, and I catch myself
100%.
sometimes where like I'll do a set and like it'll feel a certain way, like, and I'll record it just to watch it, and I'll watch it. I'm like, dude, like if I was spotting me, I would have said two or three more easily. Like I gotta. But then there's also that fear of if no one's there to spot you, and you go to like real failure. You know, like I was on the swing squat at the gym, and I failed, and no one was spotting me. And that thing, there's no guard. Like it goes down all the way. Like so, you can't like jump out of it or anything like on the hack. and I was trying to like lift up to like get on one of the lower rings, and I couldn't. So I just had to start screaming for someone to come. Like I was fine, I just
That's
couldn't get it up.
crazy.
Yeah, like that's the only thing. Because like if someone were with me,
Push it
you
up, yeah, and you're good.
grind me, help me grind through that rep. But sometimes you catch yourself being like kind of, well, there's no one here to spot me, and like if I
Well, it
go
gets
for that extra
dangerous
rep,
too.
yeah. But sometimes you just gotta say fuck it. And
Yeah.
now, like on that swing squat, now when I do my top set, like I'll ask someone to spot me. Like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna need someone to spot me for sure, But
Because like if you're benching too, like going past failure, that shit's dangerous. Like
yeah,
I've like the fatigue. Some of the like times I've been fatigued, like my arms like seriously give out.
yeah, dude.
You
Like people,
know,
you
like
see people
that
like
shit's
drop
going
the
for
bear
my
around.
back.
Yeah, I don't even bench press.
Yeah, fuck that dumbbells all day.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't feel good for me, so I don't do it. But no, yeah, it's like it can get kind of scary, But that's that line, I guess, like of because you can't just go in the gym and not train hard because you're scared you're gonna get hurt. Like,
Yeah.
No, for sure. Well, I'll be doing like doing like dumbbell bench press or some shit, and like you know what I mean, like like your safe like limit. Like you can still
yeah,
push yourself, but it's just like you'll grind out the last rep you can. You're like, yeah, I better put these down because
yeah.
it's not going to be good if I don't.
Well, and this thing with dumbbells, I like because if you are like, say you're going and you're like, it's not going up, you can just fucking bail and throw them. Like
For
a
sure.
barbell, you can't do that, or like there's some things where it's like, or like if you're on a machine and you're fucking failing, you just let it fall back down.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just
There's
like nervous with the dumbbells because I had a shoulder injury three
Oh
3 years
yeah,
ago
that's what I'm
now.
looking out for. Yeah,
So like, I was every time with the dumbbells, I'm like, no, I ain't fucking with this. Like, you know what I mean? I'll just
yeah,
send it back up, But if I have someone to spot me, I'm not worried
yeah.
about it.
But isn't it crazy too when you have someone to spot you? Like it's like you get so many more reps
You
because
do.
I don't know if you're like, all right, I gotta show out a little bit, this person spot me, like I gotta, but also knowing, okay, like this is starting to get really hard, but it's okay because if I get close to failing or I fail, I have someone here to help me through, and it just like boosts you.
Yeah.
Dude, it really does boost you.
Yeah,
It's fucking crazy.
it's
It
also
does.
nice having someone to like lift up for you, so you don't like lose 2 reps. Like on the dumbbells, when you like get it up and then you press up to get going, you're like, well, there went 3 reps.
Yeah,
That's
no,
my
for
issue,
real.
I swear.
Yeah.
Like getting them up sometimes is the fucking 90%
The
of
hardest
the
part, yeah.
work.
Like fuck, or like even just like getting them up on your legs. Like, yeah,
You pick up a little dead leg, you're like, fuck.
yeah. So I'll just get in the machine, throw some plates on.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
it. Have you seen those like dumbbell like holders like for like like
Yeah.
they're like behind like the benches or whatever? Like I don't even know if I like trust those things. Like I'm just
Yeah,
I'm gun shy, dude. I just don't want to fuck my shoulder up again.
yeah, that's understandable.
Like my
You
luck,
know,
I just like slightly miss it, and I'm just like and it's
yeah,
just
or
like it's
something.
done. It's done.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, I hear you. Does it still hurt you now, like when you press?
Like low key, some days it does,
Yeah.
but like generally not. But there are days like you know what I mean. If I go a little bit heavier or something like that, like after like 4 sets of something, I'll kind of be like, but like it's rare.
Do you
Yeah.
stretch every day?
Yeah, I stretch out and everything. It's just sometimes it just acts up. I don't know. Maybe I
Is
should
it
go get.
only pressing that bothers you?
Um, it's more so with like barbell bench that it like hurts the most. Like,
Everyone fucking sucks, dude.
yeah, I probably should
Fucking
just.
blows. No, I mean like if you like it, do it, right? If it feels good for you and you're activating your chest, do it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
it
you have fun, yeah. But my opinion is that barbell benching fucking blows.
all right,
I've heard
people,
that
you
from
heard it.
so many people.
Yeah,
Everyone says that.
but
Yeah, dude. So like, do you think that like barbell benching versus like dumbbell bench, like, like what are like the benefits, like, versus each other? Like, would you say?
I mean with dumbbell benching you're not like on a bar, right? So you can kind of like change your hand positioning a little bit, get your elbows in maybe a better, more comfortable spot. It's also a unilateral movement. right? Every arm's moving independent of each other. So both arms and everything, chest can kind of move how it needs to move.
Right.
But like some people like can get under the bar and it feels great and it hits chest. Some people it makes their shoulders hurt, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to say one grows your chest more than others because it comes down to like which one do you activate more with? Which one can you connect more with? That's what's going to grow you more, If I get under the bar and bench press and I just feel it in my front delts, if I do that for a year and my front delts explode and my chest doesn't grow, and I'm like, why didn't my chest grow?
Right.
But like I like barbell or dumbbell benching better because I feel like I can just like get in a better position for me that feels better. I can kind of, pronate my wrists a little bit more and just or supinate a little bit more and then just, rock.
Hell
But
yeah.
I also
All
got a
right.
weak bench, dude. Like I think last time I benched I did like 225 for like 3 reps. That's it.
I mean, it's still pretty solid though.
But it doesn't matter. Like when I get on stage, they're not gonna be like, "You look great, but how much can you bench press?"
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Like, it doesn't
100%.
matter. So
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
That
true.
was the fucking high school question, though. Like,
yeah,
how much
dude.
can you bench, bro?
I get it sometimes. She's like, "How much can you bench?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't really bench. Sure, I can tell you what I did on like a hammer strength incline machine, But
It's always bench, bro. How much can you bench?
no one
No.
asks how much can you squat. Ain't that a bitch, man?
Yeah,
That's the real question.
That is the real question.
yeah. That shit's toxic. That shit's
Yeah.
toxic.
That is a toxic relationship.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I feel like, yeah, like especially like high school, college, like always how much can you bench? But like, like once you dive deep into this discipline that you're in, you know what I mean? Like Barton said, kind of like you're like making a sculpture. So it's just like, you don't need fucking, you're not always gonna need a big hammer, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're gonna need the little chisels to fucking, whatever. And that kind of like goes to like training with failure and stuff like that. And, I don't know. It's just like truly kind of cool. Like if you think about it like that, like you're legitimately like sculpting yourself into
Yeah.
like a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah. It's like it makes me think of like Pumping Iron. It's like that old bodybuilding movie. Arnold's talking about it. And he's like, yeah, like he's saying, you're making a sculpture, but you have to add clay on before you can like sculpt that. Because when I was getting started, I was always like, I want to grow, but I don't want to eat so much. Like, I want to actually get fat or whatever. And like, I've always been kind of skinny fat. Like, like I wasn't like running around in high school with abs, Um, and some kids, in high school are just like shredded for no reason. But I kind of would like struggle with that with growing. Of like, I'm limiting myself because I'm so worried about getting fat or a little fat temporarily or whatever. But yeah, you have to add a little bit of that clay on to sculpt.
Shit, I need more clay.
Yeah, but don't chase weight just to chase it. I've done that too. It's not just chasing the number on the scale and you're like, oh, I got to 220 and you look like dog shit.
Yeah, no, I just, I kind of like train differently like these days than what I used to train for. Like now I'm like, like if I feel good, you know what I mean? Like I want to feel like mobile and stuff like that because there was
Yeah.
a point where I was kind of just like powerlifting mainly when I was in high school for a short period of time. And like, I just didn't feel good,
Yeah.
like I didn't feel like, I don't know. There was just something off, but especially my joints. Like I feel like I low key like fucked myself because like we were doing like heavy ass weights, when we were younger and stuff. And like now, like when it gets cold out and shit, like my fucking like knees and shit kind of hurt a little bit, like
How
I
old
don't
are
know,
you?
25.
Oh yeah, dude. It's a bit young for that, my guy.
Yeah. Well, I also played football and shit too. And like
Yeah.
got banged up. So it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I
Yeah.
need to start taking the fish oil, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Fish oil and glucosamine for your
Glu-
joints. Fantastic. Yeah.
Glucosamine.
Good to
Yeah.
know.
Game changer.
Hey, Colby, can you pull that up? Glucosamine? It's a sound guy. He's back here.
Oh, cool.
No, I'm just kidding. Like the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah,
Like there
dude,
was,
he's like,
hey, yeah, pull that up,
yeah,
and it just
pull
like
that up.
randomly appears on the screen.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Nah,
That'd be
dude.
cool.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was bad. I got pretty banged up, and just doing like stupid shit as a young person, like skateboarding and
Oh
fucking.
yeah, dude.
You just whatever, But I did a lot of living in the moment, so.
For sure. We all have,
As you should.
I mean, we still are, but
You want to die with scars.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a little different now. I want to go to bed at like 9 o'clock, and
Oh yeah, dude.
just I don't know,
I'm in bed like 8, 9 o'clock every night.
like sleeping.
No, I mean like lately it'll be like I'm like not getting to my bed until like around 9, and I'll read a little bit. So I'm probably asleep at like 9:15, 9:30. I don't like look at the time, but yeah.
Fuck
Like
yeah.
on a good day, like if I'm like I don't know, I feel like I'm like ready for bed at like 8, 8:30.
So what time are you waking up?
At 4.
Damn.
4?
Yeah, so I'll wake up at 4 and then I'll eat. But now that prep started, I'll go do fasted cardio and abs, come home, shower, eat, and then I'll go back to sleep for like an hour maybe. And then I'll wake up and then I'll eat again and then I'll go to work. And,
That's solid.
yeah.
Yeah,
Unless I
dude.
had 6:30 sessions, then I don't go back to sleep. I just come back, eat, and then I go to work.
Go right back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the early morning wake up is like fucking awesome. Like I've been doing it. Like, you've seen me there like a couple
Yeah.
times in the morning. Like it's fucking nice, dude. Like I truly like that. I'm starting to become a morning person. I used to be a night hawk, and like now I'm
Yeah,
like,
same.
I want to wake up early, like kind of before the world starts, like before the
Yeah.
world starts to like do their thing. It's kind of like peaceful. You can have that time to yourself, and like no one's really like
Exactly.
fucking with you. You
Yeah.
can it kind of helps dictate how the rest of your day is gonna go more. You have more like say, and like like you set the tone for your day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely like that time, but I mean, if I didn't have to wake up at 4, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I just do it because with my schedule, it's the only time I can like get my cardio in, or like when I was in the off season, just eating. That way, I'm not like I have a little bit more time in between meals.
Right.
But I've been
For
doing it
sure.
for so long, I feel like I just wake up that time anyways, or like at 5 or 6. But I'm sure if I like stopped working and just like lived, I'd probably start waking up at like maybe 6 or 7.
6 or 7. I mean, that's still pretty early. I mean, in the grand
Yeah,
scheme. Yeah, if I mean, fuck it. I mean,
that retirement waking up at,
yeah. that retirement wake up.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, no, dude. I don't know. I mean, it's just like it's kind of the same for me too. Like the only way for me to get a solid workout is if I go that early, because it's
Yeah.
like, after work, it's just tough. I either got to work like, with the cleaning business, or like, got stuff going on with my son, or you know what I mean? So like it has
Yeah.
to be early morning, or else it's just not going to happen.
And also, like, I remember me and my best friend, we when we were living in the same state and training together, we would wake up and go to the gym at like 4 in the morning. And really didn't have to. We just, I don't know. I guess like, you feel like you're in that grind,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
doing shit that other people aren't doing, but then you're
Wow.
done for the day. You're like, all right, got that out the way.
So much more time for the day too. It's crazy.
Yeah. But I also now like to get like 2 or 3 meals in before I train. And before, like, I would wake up, eat, and go right to the gym. But I like to have more food in me now.
Bigger body. Gotta fucking eat.
Yeah, dude. You gotta eat a lot.
A lot of shit. I learned a lot today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, and it came from the source himself.
That was just dope. I don't even think I really talked to you too much, Joe.
No, I don't know if I think I might have met you like one time in the gym.
Yeah, just say what's up. I'm usually kind of quiet in the gym. Usually cook.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm working out, I'm that same way. Like if someone comes up and talks to me, like I'll talk, but And for the most part, I'm like kind of hat low, trying to keep my head down.
Me too. Yeah.
You know?
Especially in that gym, just because like I grew up in the valley, so like, dude, every fucking time I go to that gym, it's like a reunion, no matter what.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, because I mean, people like I'm down to talk to people for sure, but and I feel like I kind of have to. Like I have to. Like I can't be
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, you work there. That's your fucking.
Yeah.
You kind of gotta have that.
Yeah, like working out of there, you gotta, I'm there every day. But when I get in prep, I kind of get a little bit more like deep in it. I'm just kind of like, I feel like my body language is like, just leave me be.
Just
I'm not
work.
angry. I'm not angry. It's like I'm just so tired. I just want to get through this. Like I want to get this workout done before I lose steam. Like I want to be able to still give it my all while I have like some energy. But
No, I feel that.
no, it's a pretty tight knit little community for sure. I mean, it's the
Yeah,
valley. It's small. I mean, this town's so small.
it is beautiful fucking gym for the valley, by the way.
Yeah,
James
absolutely.
really killing it.
Shout
Honestly,
out, James.
We're getting a new machine too. We're replacing. Well, I don't know if we're replacing it, but the hammer strength row. He got a Rogers, which is the same brand as that squat machine that's next to the swing squat.
hell
And
yeah.
it's called a 3-way row, and it is such a great. It's a row. It's like a back machine, fantastic. Feels great. And there's like 3 different handles you can use.
Oof. Yeah.
Very excited about it, and
That's
I
sick.
think it should ship like in a couple days.
That's it. Does he consult you guys? He's like, oh, what do you think about this piece of equipment?
Yeah, I mean, like he'll ask my input or whatever, or not input, or just like, hey, have you ever used this machine? What do you think? Um, and I'll definitely sometimes I take advantage of that. I try to.
Hell yeah.
Like, nah, dude, that one shit. You should get this machine. Like, check out this one.
Dude,
I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's solid. But I mean, he'll definitely come. He's that in the past. He's asked me like what I thought about certain machines or if I knew anything about them.
hell yeah. All right, I got one last question, bro.
Yeah.
All right. This is a little random, but so the grips when you're doing like a row from the top.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know those black ones that are like wedged?
Yeah.
So it's like you're hanging on. It's like this.
Yeah.
Are those way better than the traditional like fucking?
The straight bar.
Yeah, like that. I feel like that wedge is just crazy.
Yeah. It's because they're all like because they're all different shapes, right? But
Yeah.
they kind of I like them because the hand positioning it lets you get, like, you can really like, because I like to turn that around and get like a nice supinated grip and just really, it hammers into your lats.
Hell yeah.
Because if you even like stick your arm out and you can feel your lat, and when you turn your hand, like your palm down, you kind of feel it turn off. But when you come back this way, you feel it turn on again. So like, because you have it right at that insertion point and just hammering it.
I love those grips, man. I see those at a gym. I'm just like, it might be back day.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, or if you're ever in Syracuse, there's a gym called Hercules. It's a $10 day pass, but my God, go. Like, they have like 11 leg presses. They have so many different machines. Like, you'll go in there and it's like it's exciting to hit any day because you're like, I'm gonna use like this back machine I've always wanted to try, never got to use, or like they have this chest machine that absolutely fucks. Like,
hell yeah.
And they have like grips I ain't never seen before, where it's just like,
shit.
Yeah, like what? It's cool.
Hercules. Yeah, you've talked about that one before. Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
And that.
Sometimes it's nice to kind of go to a different gym.
Hell yeah.
I'm at Elite all the time.
It's like a new little city.
Yeah, but I mean, Elite, it's not that I think it lacks anything, It's
Yeah.
just sometimes it's nice to not be at where I work all the time.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I get that 100%.
Get in the sauna or something.
There's I don't even think there's a sauna at
Hercules, no.
Hercules. Oh, Hercules is like a dusty, like pictures of bodybuilders on the walls that
Yeah.
are like all autographed from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like Korn's playing on the speakers. Like it is, you know.
Oh, damn, yeah, I need to go there. I need to
Yeah,
go
it's
there.
cool.
Shit,
It's-
yeah.
It's inside of like a bus, like a warehouse that they fix buses. So you like walk in and you walk up this ramp and you're just like in a warehouse. And then there's a door with a picture of like the Disney Hercules. This is like Hercules Gym. And you ring a doorbell and someone opens it and it's huge.
That's
Damn.
it's like
Yeah.
speakeasy.
The doorbell entry is sick.
Yeah, because like they have like a keypad where if you remember, you just like enter in your number and it unlocks.
Mm.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. But no, I do like those grips a lot. I'm a big fan of a lot of like rowing movements. I really like to kind of get my palm up a little bit more because I just feel it so much more in my lats. And I really need to grow some lats.
Fly away, bro.
Yeah.
Get them wings.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, man. I mean, we went over a lot of stuff. Is there
dude.
anything else you can think of you want to say, add?
No.
Oh yeah.
Just-
Well, thanks for coming on, bro.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It was fun.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was definitely solid, dude. I'm fucking hyped for that. There's gonna be some solid clips in here too. Like, said a lot of good shit, Joe.
Well,
Yeah, no, this is great.
I'm glad I pleased the voice.
Fuck
You
yeah.
did. The viewers are gonna love this. This is prime real estate right here.
Great.